Hi,
Yes, ma'am.
Pooja.
Hello, ma'am. Good evening. How are you, ma'am? And
I'm
how have you
fine.
been?
Thank you so much for joining. I'm good. How have you been doing?
Yes, ma'am. It's a privilege to have this conversation with you, and I'm doing fantastic and can't complain. Everything is hunky dory at my side.
Good.
And yes, it is like something like dreamy for me. I don't know how to explain this feeling in words. Watching you from watching you on YouTube, from having conversation, one-to-one conversation, it's really a big thing for me. But yeah, it will take time to process this. But yeah, for now, I'm happy, I would say.
Thank you so much for your kind words. You're really generous. It is a moment for me as well. Most of you who participate in the conversation make my day. And yes, when you sent an email, I went through your YouTube channel. I cannot deny that. And there are certain things that I always look for. There are many people learning a language, working on skill. I particularly focus on skill, not just English, because I believe people like you show that you can learn if you have the willpower and determination. So, thanks for connecting with me, and I hope that this becomes a productive conversation. Okay, so Pooja, please introduce yourself. Where are you from? What do you do?
Ma'am, my name is Pooja Thakur, and I hail from beautiful state of Himachal Pradesh, and where a place where nature has been my greatest teacher. And yes, I have completed my graduation and currently pursuing post graduation through distance learning mode. Apart from that, I am also preparing for some competitive exams, and also as for my hobbies, I have a deep love for reading books and spending time in nature, and yes, having conversations with like-minded people. Apart from that, these days I've also indulged myself into this YouTube thing. I've created my YouTube channel where I share my journey, and these days I've also immersed myself into these kind of conversational videos where I connect with the different people. And yes, ma'am, that's all about me. And
Okay.
yes.
Okay, right. I know that there is much more to your self-introduction. So you're a student and you're pursuing distant education in what exactly? Which area of study? What is your
In
sub?
in English literature, ma'am, speaking and reading literature are two different things. And when it comes to literature, right, you are reading and you are just writing your exams. That has nothing to do with speaking thing, right? Even if you are good at grammar, then again, when it comes to speaking, then if you don't have that habit of speaking this language, then how can you apply those grammars? I think these two, what I think in my perspective, these two things are different. When it came to speaking, I was not able to speak at all, and I was aware about grammar, vocabulary, about this language. It's been 6 years, like since 2020. I was aware, I was conscious about this language, that this is a language and you should learn in
Okay.
2020 because lockdown thing happened and all those things. But I was not speaking, right? So I was not able to convey my thoughts. So, but this year in 2026, I started talking to people, I started connecting with people, I created
Hmm.
that environment for me. That is how I am able to speak. But I stayed silent for years just because I thought there would be a perfect time and perfect moment, and I will get that environment maybe in the future. But that
Okay.
never happened, right?
Maybe literature students, teachers will be really able to understand what you're speaking about. But what I really wanted to ask was you're from the village area, and that is what I watched on your YouTube channel, wearing the flowers, walking, being with the nature. Mostly people realize this at a later stage. They realize that studying from the nature, learning with the nature is a process. But I think you began that way because you're privileged to belong to a beautiful place. It's adorned in nature's beauty. So, did you do this consciously, or did you begin learning from the nature because you were a part of it? Because many people tell me, ma'am, I'm from village area. I don't have any opportunities. I don't see any options here. We will come to that point. But did you do this consciously, learning from nature or going into the depth of forest? I thought you were in the forest, like walking among the trees and then looking at the flowers and all that. Yeah.
Uh, True thing. Okay, ma'am. I'll again get back to 2026. So being from a village, we were all at our homes. We had nothing to do, and we didn't have even our classes. Everything was online, and so at that time, I consciously developed that connection for nature. And we still have cattles, and I used to take cattles to the forest, and that is how my love for nature developed. And I used to have my father's mobile phone for classes purpose. So I used to take my cattles as well. I used to have two. They are now, I mean, they are no more, but we have more cattles
Okay.
now. So that is how it started. And I used to watch. I started watch. I got to know about this thing that there is English and you have to learn this language. And I got to know about many things. I still remember, I used to watch a lot of TED talks, and in between those trees I used to give that TEDx speak, that one day I would also be doing like that. I would be giving that speech, and I started building the love for nature, and I got to know about many things. I got to know about law of attraction, about universe. I started exploring myself, that who am I do a lot of talk with nature. I love spending time in nature and talking with them. Some of them are my brother, my friends, and the moon is my friend, and rain is my mossy. I mean, I have a lot of relation with them, and I
Interesting.
used to write. And yeah, I still write, but not in Hindi, not in English. I didn't have that much guidance. I didn't have that environment. I thought that my English professors would be speaking English, so I took English as my major.
Okay.
But what happened, to my surprise, our professors were also teaching in Hindi. They were
Mm.
not at all teaching in English, and they used to talk to us in Hindi. Then in 2026, now I shifted to a city area for study purpose. One fine day in December 2025, there is one famous temple called Panchratha Temple. So I came across a lady. She was from Australia, and I went to her and I talked to her. But at some point I was not able to communicate with her in a better way, and language was becoming barrier. And then I
Okay.
decided, and that now you have to, no matter what, I think that environment is never gonna be there for you. You have to create by your own. So
Okay.
that is where I took the decision, and I started talking to people with audiobooks. I explored ways, how can I learn, how can I build that environment. So all these things fall started falling in place. So it started with that one conscious decision that I took in 2020, to connect with nature, to connect, to know about myself and all. And I don't know how to put all these things in order, but that is how it started.
Okay.
And village is not at all, if you want to do something, then village, being from a village is not an excuse that I'm from village and I can't do this. In today's time, you have this mobile phone, you have this gadget, you have internet, you have ChatGPT, you have YouTube. So I haven't ever uh, took help of any tutor. Whatever I learned from YouTube, from, and in this year 2026, I got to know about ChatGPT, and I learned from ChatGPT. So you just have to seek for those opportunities. You have to see the positive side. That is
Okay.
what I think.
Okay. So what I understand is it was a conscious decision to begin your journey with a language. It can be any skill, but then things fell in place because you were consistent. You learned from real life. And I was just listening to you. I feel philosophy comes from real life experience. You were speaking about soul, spirituality, connecting with nature. And it's not just learning English. Even if you want to learn dance, the willpower, determination. All these things were put into small compartments of philosophy, language, life, spirituality, and all that. I'm really impressed. Another thing is when I listen to you, even when I was watching your videos, you're quite confident. Confidence is not something that comes in a day or in a year. It's not about the time period. People just speak about confidence. I'm sure that your life has taught you confidence. Maybe you were guided by somebody, maybe spiritually, not a tutor, from what you were saying. But to use a language is a tool, and to speak confidently is a great thing, which means you've already got the inbuilt skill. Can you give me two or three strategies, especially to the people from the village areas? Can you put it point wise, like this is what you can do if you don't have access to internet 24/7? There are some people who tell me, I don't have access to books. I do not go to an English medium school. So it's not possible to give everything to everybody, but still we can make use of what we have. Even I had a beginning. I've spoken about that on YouTube. Maybe you're not learning English to begin a YouTube channel because that's not the end. So, can you give me three pointers so that it helps people from village areas or areas that are restricted, less accessible to learning and guidance?
Yes, ma'am. True thing. I can also resonate with that because when initially I started my journey, so I also didn't have that. We also have that internet issue in our areas. So
Hmm.
I started with reading newspaper, which I think you have to pay 5 rupees or something. It used to be 5 rupees, now maybe 10 rupees. I started with the newspaper, and I still remember. My father brought me a Oxford dictionary, and I started with that. And I used to read newspaper, and I used to whatever hard words or difficult words I used to find, I used to look them into the dictionary.
Hmm.
So at the time, I didn't even, my father didn't used to give us that much mobile phone as well because he used to have his own work and all those things. So initially, very initial stage, I did those kind of things, and later when I had my own cell phone, then I started with this. So you can start with whatever resource. One thing to the people who think that we don't have resources, I didn't have two. And if you will see in my whole generation, nobody ever spoke in English, nobody even studied that much as I am studying. So you have to take that first step
Hmm.
to start your journey. You have to master only first step, and things will start falling in place. There is this saying in Hindi, I'm gonna say that जब आप किसी चीज को शिद्दत से चाहते हो तो पूरी कायनात उसको आपसे मिलाने में लग जाती है.
Yeah.
It's a true thing. It had happened in my case. You put aside all those things, resources, anything. Just take that first step. I can assure you, if you want to learn this language from your soul and deeply you have interest for learning this language, just take that one step, that yes, God, I want to learn. And then things will start falling into place. And there are a lot of villages I've seen these days on internet. They have, even though they don't have that much access to other resources like other people have, but still they are starting whatever they know. A lot of people are there who don't know grammar vocabulary, but they have that confidence in them that yes, we are gonna learn this, and they are speaking every single day. They are showing. So that spirit you should have in you, that you truly wanna do something. If you don't wanna, you will have a lot of excuses. But if you really wanna do something, you only need one step, and that one step can change your whole life.
Yeah, that's very true. Like it's all in the mind. Sometimes, yes, you may not have the resources. Truly, you may not have it, but still, there is always the first step that you can take, and everything will fall in place. We are not doing something that is against the universe. We just want to learn, be it English or any other skill.
Any
So,
other skill?
any other
Yes,
skill.
ma'am.
Yes. So it was great speaking to you. You speak with a lot of feeling. You feel the word and speak. Usually, we have to teach this. There are people who do shadowing practice today. It's good, it's great, but sometimes they miss out on the feeling. Just like when you sing a song, you have to feel the soul. So you are already doing it. That's great. The second thing is, it's not about belonging to a village. You already have the spirit in you. You just have to work on it. If I were to give you three pointers, I would call this action areas. The first thing is you have beautiful thoughts coming to your mind, just like any other human being, and it's already framed. You're too quick to frame the thought. Just reduce your pace while speaking. If you reduce your pace, the thoughts become clearer, and the tendency to make some of the grammatical errors will be less, it will reduce. Okay, so just slow down your pace so that your beautiful thoughts, every word is heard because it should reach more people. Yeah, that is why you have started your YouTube channel and that is why you are doing many things. The second thing is you're already into reading. I know you're focusing on words because it comes out, it just pops up like reverie or all the quotes that you have been using. When you're reading, pay attention to phrases also. Look up, turn off, turn down, or looking into, because these phrases will definitely fill those gaps. These phrases will help you complete the thought, even if it's a long sentence. When we speak, we don't measure the length of the sentence, we just keep speaking, and you already have spontaneity. The third point is when you speak, you know that spoken English is different from written English. You know the grammar rules also being a literature student. Randomly, you're using used to, used to. It's not a problem. Like if you're doing something now, you don't have to say, I used to. Of course, your father used to give you the mobile phone, but now you are used to doing something. So when you say, I used to drink coffee and I'm used to drinking coffee, there is a difference. So small dreams, small steps will always transform into greater vision. That's what happens. Yeah, so that's a very big lesson, and it's a big reminder to all of us. So thanks a lot for
Yes,
sparing
ma'am.
your time and for writing to me. Um, it's great that you
It's my
connected.
pleasure, ma'am.
Yeah, right.
It's a really privilege to connect with you, watching you on YouTube, from having one-to-one session with you. For me personally, maybe not for others, but for me, it's a big, big thing. So yes,
Thanks a
thank you so
lot.
much, ma'am, for your
It means a
time.
lot. It means a lot.